Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Presented by USAA Insurance, easy insurance for stuff in real life.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to get our games underway here today. The LA Thieves Home Series continues onwards, and we've got a fun one to start the day. High stakes for one of these teams. For the others, as Lottie said, it has to get better. It can definitely get worse, but let's see how we go. Group B standing so far, again, just to let you know exactly what we are playing for right now. New York Subliners are top of the board, and of course the Ravens sitting at the bottom. They're quite literal opposites of one another, 3-0 and 0-3. For the Subliners, again, this is a big win. If they win this, they guarantee themselves a spot in the winners bracket at the upcoming Major on land. Whoop, can't wait. But for the Ravens, it's going to be a little bit harder for them. Of course, they are locked into the lower bracket. And for myself and Chance, today's game will be a fun exercise in seeing London get as much practice as they possibly can and see if New York can lock the spot in. Chance, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm waiting to get in the rhythm of things. Same thing with both of these teams, right? New York trying to go full steam ahead, secure the first seed, and have like the best opportunity for their best placing in a major yet. Obviously, that would be to win it. And then on the flip side for London, just to get something going, like in every single game mode, they're having close maps, but they've yet to really bring the entire picture together. Hopefully for those guys, they can really start to kick things up. New York's a great team to get the ball rolling against and perform well at the upcoming major.
We'll see if they can get that job done indeed. Well, it's now time to meet the teams. First up is getting the Subliners. Now, if you know us, we saw Twitter earlier today. Clayster's certainly feeling something today. I don't know what that boy drank this morning, but he's definitely feeling fine. Let's meet the team now, the New York Subliners.
What a kill that was. I'll see you in league play later, boys and girls. Clayster, though, has a couple players in front. He gets the two-piece, gets the third. There's the first. Those one more is inside. Fantastic movement. Shots on point. Keep the streak going.
It was a matter of moments before we saw this map potentially wide open. New York Subliners, strength to strength, despite the illness, again, that we've been talking about from HyDra. Not feeling too well so far after getting to the United States. We hope he's feeling a little bit better. But for the rest of the team, Asim, Clayster, and Mack, again, everyone's looking pretty fine right now. Mack's incredible standout performance chance. Only, what, a few days ago. Lovely stuff to see out of him. Let's see if New York can keep the thunder rolling.
Indeed, and I think Mack is probably a really great player to highlight as well, right? Like, he had such a weird peak towards the tail, or really throughout Modern Warfare, at least when we saw him on the roster. He was throwing up just some ridiculous stats, get a couple home series wins, but I think this year it's taken him a little bit longer to find his fitting within the team. Obviously, when you're making, 10 roster changes throughout the year, it doesn't make things easy, but now that he's comfortable, he is looking like one of the best Crimsix players in the league, and that just means this team is starting to bring everything together, which is obviously why right now they're 3-0.
They are 3-0 indeed. Their opponents 0-3 though. We're about to meet the Ravens in just a moment. And again, as Lottie touched upon earlier today, things can definitely get better, but they can also get worse. So we wish them the best of luck coming into this matchup. It's time to meet the squad, the London Royal Ravens. The Ravens, not looking so strong so far in this stage, but again, a lot of time still to be needed, I think, to get Afro truly comfortable in the squad. PaulEhx, Seany, and Alex joining him alongside it. And Chance, again, this is a squad with a decent ceiling, but, I mean, the Ravens have been plagued with difficulty to start the season off, and I think we're finally starting to see them get things going, get running. Do you feel like it's a little too late?
Well, I guess too late, sort of. It depends on how the majors end up going for them, right? Obviously, they're in a bit of a hole when it comes to the actual CDL points. When it comes to seeding for the upcoming major, not in a good spot. The primary goal for this team needs to be, again, if you can take a team like the Subliners down, that's fantastic. But really start to pick things up, put things together, and perform at the actual majors. You can have a massive point spike in that regard. But I think for the guys that they brought on the team, you're exactly right, Miles. They just need to get more comfortable. They just need more time.
More time is all they need. Well, time's one thing they're going to slowly run out of, but for now, let's have a quick look at the games. Your keys to victory for the London Royal Ravens, and let's see what they've got to do to bring home the bacon today, Chance.
And I think PaulEhx needs to ball out and have like the best series of the year. He is one of the top 10 X factors in every single game mode, which just means when he's performing incredibly well, the team is winning. But if he's having a bad map, the team is obviously going to suffer. And it kind of cracks me up. The last time, or the second to last time they played against the Subliners, I remember Asim going on the flank and talking to Zuma about it, just being like, we could have killed this guy. Like PaulEhx just on the map was the toughest kill. Clayster was like yelling at them of like, as long as we kill him, we're gonna be good to win the maps. And it's just a fun little story after a control that he had. But PaulEhx is the man that they're gonna need to shut down. And on the flip side for Alex, even more so than Afro in my mind, is he's the guy that needs to get more comfortable. Like Afro at the very least has been grinding out through challengers. Alex just had like the mystery break for a couple months, and I think really his gameplay, he's got to kick it up very quickly for this team to have any sort of success. But obviously when you take a break, you just end up falling a little bit behind. So certainly a difficult thing for him to do. Flip side though, the keys to victory for the New York Subliners. Again, just the flip side for PaulEhx. If you see his name in the kill feed, chase that red dot and make sure you get him off the map. He is the focus point for the team, and as long as you don't let that man pop off, you will have a good time. And one for the other point, heal HyDra instead of hail HyDra. Even when the kid was sick, he was still on point and still the fry man, but when he is healthy, he has looked damn near unstoppable. And I talked to JP just a little bit about it. He might not be quite 100%, but certainly feeling better than he was just a week ago.
Amazing to see what a weakened, a malaised HyDra can do. He's still so dangerous on the map. Speaking of maps, here we go, friends. Maps and modes for the upcoming series. Checkmate, Standoff, Raid, our first three. And should we have to go the distance, going to have Moscow Game 4 and Miami Search and Destroy for that sweet, sweet overtime. That will be a lot of fun. You can see the picks and bans there, the map vetoes as well. Oh, I'm excited, mate. I'm excited. Chance, what do you think? Based on the maps we've seen so far, of course, Checkmate, quite a favorite for the Ravens. It has been for a long time, but New York, very strong team indeed.
I mean, you say a favorite for the Ravens. It might be a favorite for them, but it's not like it's not a favorite for the Subliners as well. I mean, this is one of those series, again, you're looking at a team towards the very top of the league compared to a team towards the very bottom. You could have pretty much thrown any map on board, and I would have favored the Subliners. Maybe Infant Apocalypse had slipped through. I'd have leaned a little bit towards the Ravens for that one specific map, but other than that, I mean, I think the Subliners just need to come out today and take care of business and make sure they can lock up that first seed.
See if they can get it done. Map number 1 on its way. We're going to Checkmate. Playing a little bit of hard point. Loving the JoJo memes on the timeline today. The engagements between the New York Subliners and the Royal Ravens. Love me some good anime memes, friends. If you're not already involved in the conversation on Twitter, jump on board. All the players, the team organizations, fun characters of their own, all of us spouting nonsense on a daily, often minute-by-minute basis. But here we go, friends, into map number 1, and off the rip, we're going to be sticking on board with the Ravens, with the Subliners as they assault the Ravens, and moving forward indeed, as the kill feed lights up either way, and both teams trade out their kills. It's going to be Alex remaining on the point before Mack gets the quick dispatch. Paul, last man standing. Points going to the Ravens.
There you go. Solid opening break. Get the job done. Really just trades from both teams all the way through, but PaulEhx there to be the wrecking crew of the final man. You already see sort of the setup that the Subliners are going with, right? Asim already playing an off-angle A street, trying to make sure no one slips through to flip those spawns. So New York playing a bit of a delicate game, a little bit passive in there. But they're just waiting to pounce. As soon as Ravens try to make a move, they just get smacked right back down, spawn towards the back of the map, and the perfect response from the Subliners, setting themselves up for the next hill.
Decisive 3 kills going the way of the Subliners is going to give them the hard point for now. Shawnee trying to allow coverage to get the troops going forward. Here they go. The Ravens on the offensive through the cabin. They charge and they take care of HyDra. There he is. The outside of the plane, though, Clayster doing the good job of locking down that one side of the map. And again, as the hard point has now moved, top right-hand side of the screen, hard point number 2, P2 as we like to call it. Play still locking down this opposite side of the map, preventing the push now from the Ravens. Finds one, can't quite get any more, but the time's still ticking in favor of the Subliners' chance. Here come the Ravens though, trying to make a break.
Trying to make a break, but you already see sort of the comfort that the Subliners have found. If you got Clayster pushing up that aggressively on the left street, that just means he has bought his teammates so much clearance and all the pressure in the world. The bad news is, well, they're going to spawn behind him. Clayster did not make the read, and well, the best way to break into the hill, just get the spawns in the back and walk straight on through. So, bit of a mishap there from the Subliners, an uncharacteristic mistake, but as far as rotations go, again, Clayster just with the distance he is providing on the map, making it very easy for his teammates to come in, wipe out the kills, and still retain that lead as the next hill pops.
And they're having a good time so far. Ravens are able to take a couple of scrap moments away from that hard point as we roll now into the third. Asim finds himself on a 3 spree. Can't quite make it number 4. Mack there on the hard point, soaking up that sweet, sweet time. It's first to 250 points, friends. Mack also on a 4 spree of his own, just about cut short there as now aLLeY manages to dive in the hard point, keeping this game relatively close right now. For the Ravens, it's been late breaks, not able to really make these big plays happen on the opening rip. aLLeY though, nice slip slide in the hard point, but heal HyDra he does, and he finds the shots in there. Back and forth we go, chance. Nice early contest from both teams, man. This is quite a close one right off the rip. I thought it'd be a lot worse, frankly.
Well, it would have been a lot worse, again, if the back spawns had not been given up. So the Subliners giving a little bit of a gift to the Ravens. I think the Ravens now, though, are just in a situation where they are struggling to find kills. But there you look at the feed, able to pick up a couple. Seany with 2. And, well, good news for the Ravens, even long term, right? They are spawning on that left side of the map. This is the opportunity, potentially, to start running away with the game, or at least open up a lead. Really, though, for Clayster, to do his best to shut it down. The plane control firmly in the hands of the Subliners, and they got the hill as well.
Subliners with the hills, Subliners with the plane. Now Clay's pushing these players out on spawns. I bet it sounds wonderful. Let's find out now, friends. Let's go for a very quick Astro Gaming listen in. The New York Subliners.
Okay, yeah, big kills, guys.
Sliding on mid-street. Top mid-street. Oh, he's super weak. Top lane. Hey, wrap the plane,
left pillar, Paco, left pillar.
Okay.
I'm going to.
I'm just contesting.
Okay.
He's really
Top
weak,
A wing,
aLLeY.
top A wing weak.
Two in here.
aLLeY dead.
Window, top B search really weak. I'm hitting time. I left the guy top lane.
I got Seany.
2, one more, Mack.
He's super weak,
One
super
shot,
weak.
guys.
I got him. Yo, another one back.
Their side, Paco, their side.
That's right.
Nice,
That's
we got ult.
I'm going up A wing, I'm
I
going up A
spawned.
wing.
Oh, no, I spawned out.
one duck.
Heard you, I'm going up A wing.
One stairs.
One
I'm
duck.
going
Everyone
upstairs.
through attack Stark.
He slid the stairs, he slid the
Back
stairs.
stairs, weak.
I'm
One
hitting
shot,
mid-street,
two
I'm
there,
hitting
two there.
mid-street.
I think.
Donnie
Another one there.
I don't see the other one. He's on my stairs. He's on my stairs.
Pillar, P5 box or
Shit,
pillar.
I got him on time. One more.
Nice, last
Great.
kid. I spawned here.
All
Get
tail,
down,
all
stay
tail,
down,
all
stay down.
I'm one shot,
I
I don't
can
have
get time in 2 seconds and you push off, okay?
Okay. I got off.
I'm block.
Gonna be out of the wing still.
One more walls. I'm viewing. Nice, two dead. Afro and PaulEhx. Last two.
Spawning back tail.
Yeah, we're good. Keep going.
They were top lane, guys. They're
Left
top lane.
stairs, guys.
I'm pushing. I'm under plane. I'm just playing it safe.
I'm
They're
only
gonna go
left.
above me. They're going above me. Above me, top lane.
left.
Go.
He's two.
I'm pushing.
My God,
One
you're pushing me.
Right corner, one
Yeah,
shot.
going to the right.
Ready?
Oh, tails.
Got him.
He's
Go,
two
Paco.
tails.
Wall bang me.
aLLeY's weak top lane. One shot top lane. I got
Two,
another one.
one,
aLLeY's
one.
weak
I'm
top
grabbing
lane.
Alright, got.
Chance, that was quite a fiery listening, mate. The Subliners are starting to walk away with the game, but man, they are sounding hot in the comms.
I mean, that's just the expectation for this team at this point, taking care of business, even just to break through this hill, sort of just walk through the London Royal Ravens setup, right? You had Afro like playing a tight corner, but effectively lets everybody pass. You got the Subliners start shooting everybody in the back off the Ravens, and they get the break on the money hill. It's just a moment like that where if you can control that final hill, you're just feeling great about the position you are in. Now we go back to the plane where the first go around, it was a bit of a back and forth between the teams. Once the Subliners found their footing, though, they just started to run them over. And it looks like the same thing is happening once again. Plane domination coming in from New York.
And Max is still having an incredible day. I mean, the wonderful performance we saw from him earlier. Now it's 21 and 10 overall. Mack looking super hot on the map right now. Now looking to get spawns for next. It's going to be aLLeY, and they are about to hit the pinch. Asim may lose the fight, but the trades are there. 5 spree now for Mack, as he just keeps on going. 10 seconds until the next hard point is up, and once again, NYSL in the driver's seat at 100 points separating these teams right now, Chance, and it is getting dangerous now for the Ravens.
And Mack, again, just pretty much doing whatever he wants for the moment. But unfortunately for him, I think he might end up getting shot in the back, or he's going to hunt him down. Afro gets spotted out. That corner does not pay off for him, and I think someone had the information that he was back there anyway. But Mack looking for streaks, and frankly, the streaks I don't think are going to make any bit of difference on this game. 40 seconds left on this hill, and again, Clayster just buying his teammates a little bit of space. Ravens right now with the push. They got 3 players on the attack, all pushing in through the elbow side of things, and HyDra responds to it. Goes out to get the pieces, finds 2, and has the other couple players trapped in. Unfortunately for HyDra, well, his help is going to fall in the break successful. Ravens have eclipsed that 100-point margin.
There it is. They're in there for now. They don't have a lot of map control to work with. HyDra still driving the dagger, twisting the blade back and forth as he just keeps dealing these deft blows to the Ravens. Now hitting spawns. There's one. The quick re-engage, and he's going to find another. 5 in a row for him now. Mack, I don't remember if he got those streaks. He didn't land the artillery, I don't believe. But there we go. Still a wonderful display here on Checkmate from the New York Subliners as NYSL continue the dominance. Hardpoint number 3 in the second set, now wide open. Ravens with the first taste.
And I think that the scariest part is you've just allowed the Subliners to get comfortable within this game, right? I don't think they're too stressed out, not a ton of pressure on them, which means you just get time to think about the plays you want to make, including HyDra. Well, again, he's thinking about some score streaks, but it doesn't make a difference when Mack is lighting up the feed and you have control of the down low plane. Now you got HyDra spotting out the information, getting the score streaks, keeping these players at bay. And, well, PaulEhx, do you want to challenge HyDra? Do you want to go to the hill? Frankly, he might end up needing to do both. He ends up winning the front on the backside, but the actual hill time going to Clayster and the Subliners, now just 15 seconds away from walking away with game number 1.
When I'm unwell, I can barely string a sentence together. Right now, HyDra is going 25 and 12. It's a great start with 10 seconds now for the win. They can't get it done here. Next hard point's up and about, and they've got that one as well. It's going to be a clean break now. Paul's going to be the one on the flank. Alex now cutting through mid. Can he find anything? The last minute contest. No one's going to be there. New York Subliners, NYSL, kick things off with a bang on Checkmate. A very decisive map indeed. The Ravens left stunned after that one, and Mack and HyDra putting on an absolute clinic for the squad.
Yeah, and effectively just outclass the opposition, right? Like outside of a good opening break from the Ravens, after that, I mean, it was just super problematic here having to do with 2 players going double positive, popping off, doing whatever they wanted. And again, I think the important thing to note, just a comfortable win for the Subliners. Not a stressful game at all. Even the comms, they have just enough energy to make sure they take care of business. 5K damage. Mack is able to throw up on board a 30 bomb as well to his name. Clayster found his home inside of the hills. Minute 52, he's able to rack up, but just clean, efficient stuff the whole way around. A 250-120 win, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Very confident, very, very happy indeed there for the New York Subliners. Game 4 hardpoint winning streak is 6-1 during this stage. Unbelievable stuff so far. If they can keep that one rolling into the major. Just next week, friends, we're going back to LAN. You don't want to miss it. Set your calendars. Honestly, free that bad boy up. Just free it up so you can watch every single second. But for the Ravens now on the other side of the board, I mean, we've still got a search and destroy coming up next. We'll see how they fare in that one. But again, for PaulEhx, it was decent effort all around. This is the 4-game hardpoint losing streak. Again, quite literally the opposite of the New York Subliners right now from our transatlantic cousins. They are definitely on the other end of the boot. But there we go, friends. Map number 1 is complete. Now we're going to see a search and destroy. But first, a very quick commercial break. When we come back, what Call of Duty League fun and games, friends. We'll see you after this quick Dragons commercial.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the US Army. What's your warrior? USAA is made for gamers. Level up your gear protection with USAA Insurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. I hope you got the Dragons commercial. If not, it might have been the World of Warcraft one or even the Hearthstone one. I have absolutely no idea. But we are back, friends. New York Subliners, London Royal Ravens. We're going to map number 2 in just a brief moment, and we're going to Standoff. It's a throwback. It's a classic. It's a fun one indeed. And if you've got it in League play recently, you know that that statue is a premium position to be in. Myself and Chance, ready to rock and roll on a map number 2, mate. Map number 1 was a comfortable affair, Chance, for the New York Subliners. How are you feeling going now into this one when it comes to search and destroy for both squads?
Well, I suppose it depends. I'm feeling great if I'm a fan of the Subliners, right? Just because they're 2-0. It's an old school map. It's Clayster on the old school map, and you just know they're going to be comfortable on it. And even more so, I think any of the struggles that Subliners have had in search as of late, you've just had a sick HyDra on your team, so maybe there's just a couple rounds that don't go your way, but they look to be in top form. So again, if I'm thinking for Subliners, it's just a day to come out, take care of business, get the 3-0, and try to lock down that first seed.
Locking down that first seed, or at least winner's bracket at the very, very least here again, coming into the major. I want to be going into the major on land with that. Nice winner's bracket spot is exactly what you need. Quick look at the S&D KDs now for the New York Subliners in this stage so far, and Asim is having a whale of a time, man. 4th place overall, Chance. You love to see it.
And I believe standoff is a pretty big factor why. I think the last time we saw him play against the Florida Mutineers had a game where he went like double positive, and that is massively beneficial for the KD when you're only dealing with like 3 total maps. So small sample size will always pay dividends, but I think that is really the factor on this map. I remember Clay was getting quite a few first bloods that he's able to sniff these players out, but it was Asim and HyDra consistently able to pull off those clutches, whether it be a straight up 2v2 or 2v3, whatever it's gonna be. They're always making the best of whatever situation they find themselves in, and obviously for the Ravens, this would be a tough match to have to battle back in.
If they can get it done, though, again, a bounce back is what we need right now for the Ravens indeed. Standoff's going to be the map to do it. Game 2. Now about to get underway as we load the players in. Everyone's going to do their quick stretches, acclimatize themselves to a brand new part of the world. They've gone all the way from what? I think it's Munich, from Germany, but out to the Soviet Union in 1984. Standoff. Here we go, friends. Muddy boots. Good fun and games await us now in the search and destroy map, Chance, and let's see how the opening break goes. Subliners will be taking the bomb towards their objectives first and foremost.
First and foremost, potentially going on flanks. I know a strat we've seen quite a few times is the flank around gas station. Not going to be the case, though. Trying to dominate the middle of the map straight off the rip. Again, it's HyDra and Asim, the duo on this map, working together for the control. And well, you back out Afro, but with no connection there. Not going to be trying to plant the bomb just yet. Or maybe PaulEhx trying to find a big play. Has 3 players in front of him, getting shot from every angle in such a delicate spot. But the good news is the nades miss, and he gets to heal back out.
My God, what are these jump shots from everyone? Oh, the Achilles heel of PaulEhx sticking out there. Mack's going to find that one and send him to the underworld. 3v3 situation now. Johnny and co looking to make the wrap towards B, but no one's going to be there. So this is going to be a sweet flank now for those 2 Ravens players. It's going to be Alex and Afro. Shawnee, the assault rifle player, to the left-hand side of the map by Granny's. Grandma's building. There's a Granny's on almost every Call of Duty map. From top Granny's. Oh, no. He gets absolutely slaughtered. That's going to be one. HyDra now finds another. That's going to be a 1v3 now for Afro. How many can he take with him? The bomb has been planted as well. This is going to be a tough scene to be in. Asim's got one side covered. HyDra's got the flank covered as well. I mean, this is a difficult one. Afro now looking to break through. Can't get it done. HyDra wins the gunfight. New York Subliners take the round.
And that is just very much good teamwork coming out, right? You get a 3 versus 3. Ravens elect to give up a bomb site. And in a sense, you know, Subliners sort of trapped themselves in on a site, but obviously they did not feel trapped as HyDra just slides out, baits out the gunfire from Shawnee and his teammates there from the trade. As long as the teamwork is on point, you can afford to play like a bit of a maniac, just going for those wide angles, and, well, it pays dividends. 2 kills apiece for Mack and HyDra. Solid first round, where only 1 player even fell, and well, we go back to it. Ravens not going to be dominating any part of the map. Looks like they might be looking over towards the gas station, where Asim playing behind the pole, able to find the first kill and buy his teammates the trade. Subliners with the advantage.
Man was popping and locking around that pole, dancing his way into the kill feed. Man alive, what a start. Alex, though, nice shots. at range to make it now a 2v2. Paul and Alex versus Mack and HyDra. Can the two MVPs of the first map go all the way here? Will the Red Menace and Alex be able to deal the damage? Mack over by the A-bomb site. HyDra would be, oh my god. Alex, he's down. Paul, make it a 1v1, trying to bait out the engagement now. And chance this went from doable to difficult, but not impossible. For Paul now to make the play.
30 seconds to work with is a fair bit of time. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the information on where HyDra is. Knows that he was around Brown the last time he saw him, and well, he finds him, makes the read, wins the gunfight by a bullet. Still running low on time, only 20 seconds left, and well, you see the idea from Mack, right? He's put himself in a position to read either bomb site. As soon as it gets planted, he can jump on either one, and well, PaulEhx wrapping over towards A. It's really just about the timing. If he can get the plant and get away before Mack challenges, he has potential.
Unplanted. 1v1. Mack's going to go for it straight away. Out he goes. Nice eyes from Paul. Now the shoulders come out. Whoa, baby! Slip, slides right into that one. What a challenge. I didn't see that coming. Dude, I did not see that chow coming. I thought he was going to play a couple more shoulders. No. Slips out. Centering wasn't perfect. Didn't matter. Paul lands the shots. Nice comeback from the Ravens.
No hesi, I believe as Study likes to say, right? Just gets the information. I think there was like a half second where he thought about going for the full wrap playing on time. He's like, you know what? That's Mack. He's got an AR. Let me just take this gunfight immediately. And, well, the slide pays off. Nice round, man. The 1v2 as well. I think he catches Clay as well that was trying to slide over towards safety. So a couple picks, a couple lives get thrown away, and Ravens with the bounce back round. Really, if they're able to start finding these first bloods, they'll be good to go, and PaulEhx looking for it. Gets a ton of information, but unfortunately, no kills, but I think tags enough players on the subliners up. You see the bomb just going to remain stationary. Getting stuck in your spawn. Subliners now slowing it down, trying to play for picks.
Yeah. Paul's Krieg, more like a howitzer, ringing out from that side of the map. It's left the subliners slowly now pushing forward. Alex is going to have to take on a few of them now. Here comes the close corner pinch. HyDra down prone. Mack over his shoulder. Alex, patience is a virtue. Right now all you can hear is the core of the crows here in the back of standoff. 40 seconds on the clock. And no one's willing to make the play just yet. I love this. Bit of a standoff. Seen with the bomb though. He's looking to make some noise. Alex in a safe position. Here's the gunfight. Alex lands 2. Afro gets 1 more in the feed. Seany will get the remaining kills, and the Ravens. Patience pays off. Another strong round goes their way. 2 in a row.
A virtuous round with the patience coming through, and honestly, like Alex has to get the credit for the 2Ps for just playing the calm angle in the back, but even just off the rip, right? PaulEhx getting all of those shots through the fence down, stopping New York Subliners in their tracks, and they couldn't go for the strat where they go to bully out A. They're forced to just sit in their spawn, and well, they didn't have enough map positioning to make anything happen. So I think well orchestrated by the Ravens through and through to take that lead, and well, now you got a 2-2 split, right? We have seen quite a few teams trying to work this back alley push, and Ravens have 2 players thinking about it, but HyDra, 0 time wasted. Gonna back down and just take Tom Grandma's control. It looks like Ravens, yeah, they're just gonna give up on the push, try to wrap back to their teammates, but the good news for the subliners, they got 2 bodies stacked over towards the A side as well, so they've got all of their bases covered.
Tonmers in French, I think it is. Now, back over to the bomb site we go. Paul's playing for pixels right now as he tries to find a couple of cheeky shades of Clayster. Team on point. Nice shots. And does Alex get the trade? Oh, Clay finds the pick as well. So now HyDra on the flank. A decisive round from the New York Subliners. Afro in the 1v3. Again, not impossible, but it's going to take a little bit of magic. Can he bring it? Once again, it's going to be HyDra on the flank. Nice read out of Afro. Still, though, fails to win the gunfight. That's 2 in a row now for Afro versus HyDra. Oof, a bit of a mental block, it has to be said, as HyDra wins another one. Back to back, though, Chance. We're going 2-2. This is a fun search and destroy.
Ooh, I don't even know about mental block. The credit where credit is due. I think he connected with like 7 or 8 bullets. I think just a couple ended up going through a little bit of cover just before, so not doing quite enough damage. But HyDra, yeah, not an easy kill in the slightest. I will say that his back-to-back rounds on offense where a team tries to make the play off the rip and they just get stopped in their tracks. Finding any sort of map control is really what you want to have happen, and subliners at the very least get Brown control, but the first blood PaulEhx constantly finding pixels of Clayster on the map, and this time enough to take him down.
Whoop.
Subliners working without the man advantage.
Oh my God, Alex is like, they're coming! They're all coming! Asim! Not quite getting both. Seany though, nice shots. Mack gets involved as well. It's absolute mayhem in the back alley by the deli here. And here we go. Mack trying to serve up something special, but Afro dips out. Maybe on a diet. 2v1 now. All gets the shots in. Mack down to 25 HP. Here comes the pressure from the Ravens. Surely they don't lose this round. Surely the shots aren't good enough as the trade finally lands and the Ravens will get another round. But my God, it got a little bit spicy there for sure. Mack takes a pound of flesh with him to get the job done. And oof, there was that first blood. Nice shots out of Paul.
Again, just the number of angles that you're working with when you're playing around this tractor, like a site in between the cut, just everywhere. You have to be very concerned. And even if you're like wanting to play in like this top back building, we've seen players, sitting in the back window of grandmas looking through trees to find the angles.
Yeah.
You have to worry about people looking through the crack of like the statue in the middle. So there's a lot of things you got to be concerned about, especially if your Clayster continuously dying as the entire lobby just has the fastest round of the year. And the Ravens get the job done. I think a team kill came through as well. So that is 5 kills to the Ravens in one round. And shout out to Seany, found 2 of them. What a statement of a round.
What the bloody hell was that? That was ridiculous. Play got ripped early, and then it was just a cyclone in the middle of the map. And before you know it, it took the game a while to catch up and be like, are we done? Are you all dead? All right, cool. Ravens get the round. 4-2. Crazy round that was.
Yeah, I think Clayster's got a first blood enough times that as soon as he died to PaulEhx again, he was like, no, end the round. I want to try for the 4th time.
Oh,
Fortunately, PaulEhx just hit the menace. He's there for the trades. You know he's going to get it. It's not even a concern. Clayster, though, finally gets the edge over it, forces the 2 versus 2. But unfortunately for Mack, he's getting flanked very quickly. But the flank, Alex and Afro, they gave it up. They wrapped back to sight, and now you're challenging Kriggs at long range, and well, it all falls apart. They should have just stuck with the flank, man.
Should have stayed with it. Either way, Afro, sneaky, cheeky, looking to get a little bit naughty now. He's made his way in through the back lines, and I'm not sure if the full read was there. I think they may still be expecting the play to come from the hay side of the map, and they do. This could be amazing as Afro continues to check every possible corner. Mack. Oh, good timing from Mack! Ah! That is a round that Afro's going to look back, and I bet Shane is screaming somewhere. A tough one for the Ravens. There was almost the makings of something special there. Afro unable to really get it going, but there we go. Mack clutches up. Another round for the Subliners.
And that is very much just, we have the benefit of being able to look at the mini-map at the flank. It was almost perfect. Mack was like stuck in elbow. It seemed like it would have been free, but whoever made the call had some sort of information just to bring those players back towards the middle of the map, and obviously it does not pay off towards the end. This one not going to be a blind of a round. Last time Subliners tried to get aggressive on defense, they got annihilated by Seany, who is once again back at his home in top brown. Subliners slowing the pace. HyDra back to worry about this back alley push. He's only spotted out 1 player so far, so I don't know how scared he necessarily needs to be, but it looks like he's going to be posted up inside a deli, and he's got Mack wrapping back just to help him out to watch this outer alley push. Subliners, this is a pretty good read on defense once again.
Great read. Again, that spot from HyDra. He could be putting kebabs together right now, just skewering them as they come through the alleyway. But again, something was up. The Ravens didn't like that silence, and now they're going to rotate over towards that A site. Again, Paul has been here the whole time, keeping an eye on. Very vigilant play now, and I wonder if this works out for the Ravens. They're close. Asim, close range engagement. Shots are in. He may have fired a little too early. Paul's going to get it. Immediate trade, though, from Clay, bringing the fight further forward. Now it's on a Paul. Slip slides in, and my God, the damage. Somehow in the backline, Seany's blown himself up. Still, 2v2 situation now. Subliners on the pinch. And now we're going to force the fight to one front, and they managed to do just that. Paul working magnificently, excuse me, with Afro. Final 10 seconds. Here comes the play under the bomb, and HyDra. Oh, baby, there's the kill. And the Ravens finally managed to clutch that one up, and it got a little spicy there. But map point, London Royal Ravens.
And I thought I made it clear in the keys to victory. Like, I made it seem easy. Just kill PaulEhx. That's all you got to do. Kill PaulEhx, win the rounds. Again, just another kill on Clayster. I think he's like 5-1 in that head-to-head battle right now. PaulEhx having himself quite the game so far. Double digits achieved, a 4 streak as well. Not that he's playing for the streaks. Frankly, you just want to close out this game right here. Get this defensive round win, but PaulEhx has absolutely been the problem Subliners have been trying to solve. And, well, back on the attack they go. Trying to look for that middle of the map dominant. Seany, though, making the reads. He's got 2 teammates down low. This is a ton of players underneath Brown.
Here comes Thunderhooves as they fly in around Brown. A lot of noise being made. Seany's guns upstairs, holding these players back. Asim throws a sweet one. The nade kill's going to come through. 2v3. Asim and Mack now in a sweet spot. All covering the middle of the map. You got a little bit of love there for Afro. He's going to have to play that one alone for now. Here comes the entirety push. The remaining members of the Subliners over towards A. It's all on Paul. Afro might be able to get there, but he's going to be on the long flank. Paul's got to go mega. Ankles of Clay there spotted, but perfect coverage. And again, Mack on the flank takes care of Afro. 3v1, and Paul can't get it done. There we go. The Subliners bounce back. A clinical round, 5-4. Still on map point for the Ravens.
And I think Mack has just done a very good job of reading Afro seemingly all game long. I think there was maybe one flank opportunity that Mack wasn't ready for, and then the flank never actually came through. But quite a few times Afro was trying to make the play, and Mack there just to hunt the man down. Another solid round, and even just good reads inside of bottom Brown, right? I think HyDra ends up getting that first blood. So good plays all around. Subliners looking to clutch up on defense and force the round 11. The battle of Brown we go again. Subliners, basically the whole team here ready for these gunfights in the first blood, making their job that much easier.
Oh my god. I mean, the war of Brown in a couple of rounds before was so quick and decisive. This one's a little bit more prolonged. Afro though, he's in. Just going to damage these players out. No crazy out of the window plays like you see in league play. Miles Ross. Asim now and co. Just locking down that entire courtyard in front of Brown building, and here we go. Reach and clear. 2x2 cover formation is like a bloody movie as they enter that building. Still the back line, that's going to be where the Ravens go. On the slight flank, HyDra might have spotted those players on the cross. Back through the alley we go. Checking every possible corner. Afro's on it. 4v3. If they can get a kill, this could get very interesting. But Clay now looking over the top. Damage is done, but he dies. And now you've got Granny's control. And they're in the fridge. Raid in the cupboards. Chance less than 30 on the clock.
Well, the big issue now is what bomb site do you want to plan at? You can try to wrap over towards A, but it seems there to get the information. You see Mack's got this setup and HyDra watching the flank. And with Mack having that angle over towards this A site, this is not an easy plan to get off. And with 13 seconds left, the swarm is in. Afro keeping his teammate alive. They've got the bomb down, and Alex able to get out, but the swarm is in. HyDra, he's just going flying, looking for these kills. It's the 2v2. It's the Chals coming through, and it's Alex getting wiped off the board. Subliners, good enough, job done to force the round 11. Able to clutch up in the end.
Oh, and it's a couple of rounds in a row, and just like that, friends, here we go. Round 11! Let's get it. Mate, where do we go from here? This has been a lovely search. Subliners have been clinical, Ravens have been clutch. This final round is going to be a banger.
I think the Ravens should just force something through, right? I think they've played so many of these rounds where they're sort of rotating as if it was like Moscow, right? Like showing presence on one side, then rotating to the other. I say just try to make a play, make something happen. Or maybe the better idea, let PaulEhx go to work and give him some time to find these first bloods. He has been on point, but you see the idea from both teams. No squares up towards the middle of the map. Much more stationary. And Mack, with a fair bit of information, knows at least 2 players were in Brown.
And you definitely saw some heads there. Over towards the alleyway push. Once again, it's HyDra watching it. Saw at least what... Oh, excuse me. As he heads back towards the deli. Behind the counter, lying in wait. Meanwhile, Clayster over by the A-bomb site. He and Asim providing some suppressive fire. Trying to keep Paul at bay. Ravens now weighing up their options. Time not on their side, though. Less than 45 on the clock now. You have to make a choice. No kills just yet. Beautiful angle from Clayster. The first blood, and a very decisive one. As time keeps on slipping into this round. 30 seconds remaining, Chance. And again, we have to make the plays happen. Ravens have got to go, baby. 25 on the clock now. Starting to get dire.
And Afro trying to make the play, but Mack again. It seems like these head-to-head matchups, it is just the battle. And Seany finds himself in the 1 versus 4, 12 seconds on the clock, in an early demise. The clutches are there. Subliners get the job done towards the end and win 3 rounds back to back to back to pick the Ravens apart. And I will say, Miles, there was an opportunity. Ravens made it spicy, but in the end, the result, I think, just as expected. Subliners up 2-0.
Up 2-0, and you felt that one for the Ravens. That was a stinger. Again, they'll be kicking themselves truly. But Charles, I think overall, I think when we talked about this very briefly last night on my stream, where it was like, the Subliners got very, very good statistics in those Game 5, Round 11 sort of situations, or even Round 11s in general. Look at the stats there on screen, friends. And once again, it's the Mack and HyDra show. The pair of them, absolute maniacs here on the map today. They are looking fine form indeed. I don't know, whatever HyDra's got is making him sick as hell. He's sick as hell. The Ravens. Now it's crunch time. 6 games in a row now for Search and Destroy, not going well so far. Yet to find a win in this stage. That is a tough one. 0-5. Now we go to control for them, and this is it. This is crunch time. The backs are firmly against the wall. This is for them to go 0-4 in the groups. They cannot make it into the winner's bracket, but they can certainly deal some damage. That is true. All this counts just towards practice now, I think, Chance. But mate, it's starting to get a little bit squeaky bum time, let's say.
Squeaky bum time indeed. And I will say, just to touch on your point of the clutchness from the Subliners, the Game 5 situations, even the Round 11s, I think that is very much a game from Clayster where he's having a little bit of fun getting picked apart. And then once they're like actually in the hole down 5-3, he's like, all right, hold on. I'll make the play calls. I'll make sure I don't die to PaulEhx again. And even just finding that first pick in the round again. It is the same sort of play from the Ravens, always trying to play those rotation battles and trying to catch the Subliners off guard, but it's just a team that doesn't make too many mistakes, the setup too good, and even just for those head-to-head battles between PaulEhx and Clayster or between Mack and Afro, at least towards the end, Subliners just had their number.
They had their number indeed, and we'll take a look at a lovely clip here, one of the sweet moments of the map. We're going to give it to Mack, because once again, he's had a couple of stellar days here in the Call of Duty League. This is a US Army tactical play chance, round 7 to Mack Magic.
And I think, honestly, most of Mack's kills ended up being on Afro, I think, throughout this entire game. I think this round might be a similar situation. It's the same thing, right? He's just the man responsible for watching the flank. You get the 2v2, and this is the moment where number 8 Alex like peeks around the corner. I'm like, he might be able to time this perfectly. Maybe Clay gets the trades, whatever it's going to be. But at this point right here, well, you just feed Mack the free kill, and now you just get to play the 2v1 in the end. And this is another one of those that just turns into Mack making good reads. You don't have the information on where Afro is going to be, so Clayster and Mack just work the map together, clear out of sight, don't feel comfortable because they still don't know, end up wrapping it over towards B. They've cleared out enough, and Mack's, well, Spidey senses tingling. Like, well, maybe he's going to be behind us, ends up timing it perfectly, getting the kill, and I think literally half of Mack's kills this entire game are on Afro, always shooting him in the side.
Always shooting him in the side of the back. Great stuff, though, from the New York Subliners. They managed to take the Search and Destroy. They're up 2-0 in the series. The Ravens now have got to claw their way back into this one, and they're going to have to do it starting right now on Control. We'll be right back, friends, after this break. Don't go anywhere. This is Call of Duty League.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
Not a great performance from him.
I think we first pointed out he was like 2 and 10. He started. Alec, Arcitys still torching bodies as the final seconds tick away. That does it. Chicago Huntsmen are your winners at the London Home Series final.
Well, what do you think of that LAN clip, friends? They get you a little bit hot under the collar, get you a little bit titillated for the upcoming LAN event, Major number 4. Can't wait, friends. I'm so excited. But you know what? I'm more excited about the fact that my eyeballs are truly well and safe because I got my Zennies on. I got my blue light blockers on right now, and I'm having a fantastic day in the Call of Duty League. These lights have nothing on these lenses. We're having a great time. And I hope you do as well, friends. Don't forget LAN's coming up around the corner. And if you're like me and you spend all day in front of a screen, take care of your vision. Very, very important. You want these two things to function for as long as possible, friends. Believe me. Let's talk New York, though, Chance. Let's have a little bit of love for the Subliners. They've had a fantastic turnaround in the last 2, I want to say, stages. Like, things are starting to really turn around for them. But control has been one of the defining factors for them going into this stage. It's certainly managing to look a hell of a lot stronger all in all.
Hell of a lot stronger, excuse me, overall, but control, I think, has been a bit of an issue for this team, right? Like, it was at the start of the year, they were on point, one of the first teams that figured out how to win some of these, like, attacking rounds, but since then, right, you see the 10th place on attack in stage 3, they got a little bit better since they picked up HyDra and gotten the feel for things, but even the map we're going to, this raid control, 3-8 record from New York, right? It is a bit of a sore spot where even if you just have like one map that you are just pouring on control, if it turns into an auto veto, once you have to start going against some of these top teams, it is not a fun spot to have to be in. So not that it's a massive concern right now for the Subliners, but certainly a focus point for the team. Try to flex the map pool a little bit, try to start getting some more of these control wins. Make sure, once you're in the grand finals and you got to play 2 of the 3 controls, you need to make sure one's not an automatic L.
You do indeed. You want to make sure that they're all squeaky clean for sure. Now, we're going to take a very quick peek at the Quick Scope, brought to you by Scump, for just a brief moment, again, to tell us the tale of these two teams. And again, it's been a difficult year all in all for the Ravens. They've obviously had a lot of difficulties. COVID has certainly impacted the squad and the organization in different ways, so we wish them all the best of luck. We hope those frowns can be turned upside down over the remainder of the year, and it certainly can. Definitely the opportunity to do so. The Subliners, they've also had their fair share of spills and difficulties, it has to be said, but they are on the other end, Chance, it has to be said, of a very, very rainy period indeed. NYSL quickly becoming a title contender is exactly what the Ravens camp wants, and a lot of Ravens fans across the world, massive fans of the organization of that big old red bird across those players' chests. And I hope, for everyone's sake, we get ourselves a fine raid control, because we just love good Call of Duty here in the league, you in the chat, us at home, and soon back in stadiums across the face of the planet. Can't bloody wait. Here we go, Chance, raid control. Very excited to get into this one. Let's get it. We're going to see the Subliners attacking first.
Subliners attacking first there. Old bread and butter. But again, raid a bit of a different map for these guys. And, well, HyDra maybe making some adjustments, pulling off the Crimsix off the rip. And, well, that's exactly why, right, going towards this B site. And it is the entire squad staring at Seany. And unfortunate for Seany, going to fall immediately. And this is the kind of play I love. You get the quick play over towards B, try to get a couple ticks on board. And even if you die, well, you're going to spawn right on top of A. You can just be hyper objective-minded. Solid stuff's coming over so far, and almost 1 tick already through.
1 tick almost done. Here comes the closing segment. Clay can get back on it. There it is. NY with the first bit of progress. Heavy defensive now. Push from the Ravens. They're going to be hitting 2 from kitchen, 2 from the backside of basketball. And so far, so good. There it is. Alex gets himself 2. The rest of the squad cleaning up. And it's almost perfect by that 1 hit from HyDra. And mid-map now going back the way of the Ravens. Over towards A, though, the offensive players will go for NYSL. Shawnee, K74U in hand, trying to mop up mid-map.
the speed demon that Seany can be with that 74U in hand. And, well, maybe doesn't need to be. The flank ends up just working perfectly for him. And New York can't buy a kill at this point, getting picked apart, and Seany spinning in circles to find these kills. Clayster just bloodthirsty to make sure he kills aBeZy in that situation. But, hey, for Ravens, bought yourself just a massive amount of map control. Afro pushed up in a bedroom, and, well, he gets picked apart. You see right now New York trying to force it through B.
aBeZy with the old punch shot, a unorthodox yet effective strategy to dispatch opponents. Seany on the flank once again, the 74U for Seany. You can now add submachine gunner to his resume as he's looking fine out there on the map. 5 spree right now, looking to play for streaks, and that last bullet lands on a Clayster. And oh my word, no, misses the punch onto HyDra. A very dangerous opponent at close range, not someone you'd want to get in the ring with, digitally speaking, of course. Afro continues to find a few more kills. Ravens holding the line, doing a good job. Clayster, though, will stop the clock at 22.5 over there by A. Managing to get the segment. They still haven't managed to close that little one out over by B, though.
Yeah, New York, they've just been putting a ton of pressure on Kitchen, a ton of pressure over towards B, and for HyDra, gets out of dodge because he's on the 5 spree. Certainly thinking about some score streaks. Meanwhile, Clayster just hanging out inside of A. An important 1v1 gunfight for him to win, but he had the drop on Afro. Spotted him up pop, and, well, he's able to lock this down by himself as his teammates right now just trying to find that opening over towards Kitchen. 3 players stacked up. This is the play. It's in. They've taken down aBeZy. Afro next on the chopping block. He gets dropped as well.
Clay managed to find a teammate. Unfortunately, that's going to slow down the push only slightly. He's got the backline covered. Nice awareness. Shots on there on a PaulEhx. He's not going to be able to get much more here, though, from the front, but this is where HyDra comes in. The bar, he slips very quietly. The assassin takes care of Seany. No lives left now for the Ravens. Oh, another one going the way of HyDra. And now the players pouring out of L, out of the money window, and that's going to be that. HyDra finds another one. This is an unbelievable run out of him. He has been so decisive here, and Mack's going to find the final kill. And the Subliners, they will take round number 1.
I like the idea from them as well. HyDra end up getting the best play, but I think at a certain point, the B push on offense doesn't end up panning out. You get a tick, which is not too bad, but you have 0 map control. I think as soon as the map really started to open up for the Subliners, they were like, you know what, Clayster, if you just stand on this and buy us all the time in the world, we'll go get you all of the kills you could ever want. HyDra providing, and Mack not too far from him, just working over towards Kitchen, slaying out and getting the win, not off the objective, but just off the kills. Subliners taking care of business and, well, stacking A off the rip on defense as well, and that's exactly where the Ravens are trying to go.
Here we go. Quick test. Not a lot of kills going the way of London, and by not a lot, I mean nothing. Paul changed that? No. We've got 4 dead. Now map control is going to be going all the way of the Subliners. They can have their way with the Ravens now as they push their way forward. aBeZy is hurt up. 3 spree from Mack, hoping to make it a 4. Here comes Paul. Seany and aBeZy waiting for the push to happen. Asim on the flank. Trades are going to be coming through, but it's HyDra by top stairs once again, looking to get into this fight. And he's feeling himself. Oh, he was on a 5 spree, and Paul's going to return the favor. HyDra cut Seany short in the first one, and now the same can be said. Good stuff all around again as they push now. Still yet to really work out. Chance no one able to get anywhere close to these zones. Subliners defense too good.
Yeah, Ravens have been hunting for an opening for quite some time, and Afro, as soon as you think you found it, well, you get shot in the back, and Seany, as soon as you think you found the opening, over towards the actual point, well, you're getting stunned, flashed, bopped out, whatever it's going to be. Nice reads to actually take down Mack and maybe buy his teammates a little bit of time, but look at the mini-map, right? It's just 2 players always roaming together, Asim and HyDra, just working their way through Zig. Meanwhile, Clay wins his engagement, and I'd say for the Ravens, effectively just getting trapped and picked apart. Getting hunted down on offense and already down by 8 lives.
Down by 8. It's getting a little dire, but can get themselves back onto A. You can see Mack draining the tick there, draining the segment. Asim now hitting the pinch through Art. Paul's going to make the read, but is it enough? Needs to now find his way through Mack as well. The rest of his teammates have just dealt with Clayster there in their spawn. Now they've got to make their way forward. Clock ticking. Mack's going to win 1. Oh, Mack wins the 2nd. Now the 3rd player looking to make their way onto the A point still, and the defense holds. There's 3 seconds remaining, and the Subliners, they do another brilliant job there. The 2nd round goes their way, and their control woes dissipate. 1 zone at a time.
And this is just very much sort of similar to the hard point, right? Just a fairly comfortable game right now coming in from the Subliners. You have what? Clayster winning his one-on-one battles against the other ARs and Seany. Meanwhile, HyDra and Asim just been running amok on the map, doing whatever they want. I think right now Afro's sitting at like triple negative. He is finding out very quickly this is not a fun SMG duo to have to go against. And well, 15 kills apiece for Clayster and HyDra. And it's not like Mack is too far behind, as well as the fact that he's playing for score streaks. Meanwhile, Asim, he's just here for the vibes, man. Keep the comms up. Have a grand old time.
I'd love to, yeah, I mean, we'll hear the comms at some point later on, yeah, but if you're like, you guys are nasty, you guys are nasty, it's just like pure love for his squad right now. For the Ravens, though, it's like, all right, boys, this is it. Time to go for it. Paul's going to put a lot of pressure onto Mack there, but still, first segment of A's gone. The defense not really able to get going. Finally, Paul gets on point. Asim on the flank. Oh, nice two. Two players now dead for the Ravens. Asim's going to push them straight back, and he might be able to get him back in a spawn already. A nice nade's going to slow him down, but the shots are still on point. Man's doing what he can. It was B, though, on the defense. We're going to give up A now for the Ravens, and this is it. The Alamo, last chance. The London Royal Ravens, they have to defend B.
And once again, by the way, it was the same sort of thing, right? Clayster just gets to cap A effectively for free while he's letting his teammates actually take their time and go for the work. If the clock is going to be stopped, you don't have to rush into the kills, but Subliners certainly applying the pressure. Afro, though, wins a very big one-on-one, taking Clayster down on the flank, and you see the B defense so far secure. Unfortunately for Afro, not the gun for the job. You don't want your SMG posted up on the tree. He's got to win the gunfight in the back, but HyDra just flies at him to take him down. And now Ravens got to be worried about getting killed out of your spawn. And, well, they're not concerned anymore. Win both of the gunfights, and again, strong on defense.
Very strong on defense. Clay trying to play the tight angle. Not a hope in hell against Afro at that range with a submachine gun. Starting to now light things up. Managed to get themselves on the point. The contest comes to an end as Asim wins a 1v1. 1:30 on the clock still. We'll start to tick out now. PaulEhx keeps the defense alive. Mack making his way through basketball, but again, full awareness that those players are going to be coming in from behind him. Close spawns for the Ravens still. As now they're forced out. And Afro, oh, he's going big in mid. Asim's up next. Nice teamwork. The Ravens now pull it back. The life count has changed. 18 to 15. Ravens now in the lead. They've got just over a minute to still hold the defense, and see you later, Paul. That's okay. It's very slippery there by the pool. Very slippery indeed.
I mean, he is just channeled his inner Clayster. Meanwhile, Mack, he's been posted up in basketball the entire time. So any of these players, you know, like ones that fall off the map, they end up spawning out back laundry. And that just means for the Subliners, it is easy clearance to walk up to the point. Mack may fall. And while I was going to say he steals the artillery off spawn, but Afro, big kills. He's on a 3 spree, making sure that no one else is able to flood to the front. That could have been a very bad situation for the Ravens to have to deal with, but now we go back. You get Paul in the right spot. Can't fall off the map if you're on a tree, and the artillery getting invested straight away, or maybe not, because PaulEhx wins the one-on-one, wins the second gunfight as well. PaulEhx, the defense from him, too strong.
Too strong. Seany's damage. Yeah, there's the kill onto Mack. Nice final shot. Less than 20 now on the clock. It's all on Asim to try to make the contest. Teammates now making their way through mid. Afro wins another big one. He's been so helpful now on the defense of the Ravens. Asim loses the battle in kitchen. And that could be it. Final 5 seconds will dwindle away. Afro keeps the spree alive. 5 in a row. Could be going into the next map with streaks. We'll see how it goes. The Ravens have managed themselves to buy another lifeline here in the series. 2-1 in control. Can we see another out of them? Force that final round.
Would be impressive stuff if you could carry over streaks from that map.
I know, sorry, I said map.
Broken if you could just, if you could stockpile for the map 5 and like every single player on your team double streaked out just right from the get-go. Certainly be a curveball, but again, Afro is trying to hunt him down. I would assume just 2 more kills or maybe some capture points for at least the artillery. And maybe something he will need to acquire, because keep in mind, Mack might have used the ping, but is still holding on to it. And well, Ravens flooding A off the rib. And I know teams don't like to do it, but I mean, if it was me, if I was in Mack's shoes, if you get enough players out on this point, not a problem. Just dropping the bombs on them, but they don't need to. Win all the gunfights and get that clearance. And, well, Ravens, not a tick on A, trying to flood over towards B.
I mean, you could just dip over there and finish the job. It's just like leaving the one little tater tot on the plate and like, I'm finished. Are you really? Finish your food, young man. And that's that. Paul, what a good boy. Goes over there, looking to finish the A zone. Seany's coming over as well. Lovely work. I hope they shared. There we go. HyDra now is going to make his way over slowly but surely. It was going to be Asim coming in from top laundry, but you can see the lifeless body of his slump up there, taking care of him, as the rest of the squad now going to finish the job on A. Second segment gone. They're going to net themselves a minute of time. Careful, Paul. Careful.
Yeah, that's oof.
I love how he looked. Oh, he was like, careful. Oh my God. Just over a minute now, and we're going to see that shoot right up. 2 minutes and loads of lives to work with. Ravens, and they capture B.
Well, they've already got basketball control, right? So winning player right now in the subliner falls, spawning out towards laundry. Asim, though, talk about massive kills that he is able to pick up. The two-piece to potentially help them win this round. Even hunts down Afro towards the end. So might be a couple pushes Ravens are able to orchestrate, but the first one, Asim is there just to stop them in their tracks. And Ravens right now, it looks like they are just trying to flood through the middle of the map, try to work their way through a kitchen, but Asim and Clayster in tandem right next to each other, ready to pounce.
Oh, Clay's just ripping his way through. Asim finds another one. 4 in a row now for Asim. Big work out of Clay. That was 3 massive kills on defense in the back line of their base. Their spawns are safe. The kitchen is all sweet for now. Minute 10 on the clock. Ravens once again looking to make their way through bedroom side. Asim in that tight corner cleans up Afro. So that's one side of the map completely safe, and HyDra, oh, the little nuisance that he is, manages to take one with him. Chance Mack onto the pool stairs. He does have Clayster next to him, or at least he did. Mack now starting to feel the heat. See him. Oh, the cross, the trades. Good stuff out of the Ravens, staying alive, but they lose too many members on the way forward, and now it's over to HyDra. Seany, the last man up. Can he stay alive? The artillery may have a thing or two to say about that chance, but this could be it. Final few moments, 35 seconds on the clock. Not a whole lot of lives left for the Ravens. They've got to go big, and they've got to go now.
And keep in mind, that was guesswork for Mack as well, where he's going to end up dropping those bombs. But maybe you don't have to be too concerned if Asim's got one as well. As the artillery in hand with 8 lives left, 20 seconds on the clock, you're going to have to be damn near perfect for the Ravens to pull this one off. And everybody's going to fall, including Seany. Mack is there to shut him down. Forward spree for him, bombs getting dropped in for Ravens, staring down the barrel of the hot 3-0. PaulEhx maybe with a desperation play, but Clayster was sitting underneath bedroom for a very long time. Subliners needed to take care of business to lock down the first seed, to try to remain perfect in their groups, and well, they take care of business indeed. Quick 3-0 for them as HyDra slowly getting his health back. And slowly the Subliners continue their ascent to the top.
Yeah, I think HyDra may have equipped the stem shot in that one, pals, because he's looking fine on the map indeed. Same to be said about Mack. For Alex, Seany, PaulEhx, and Afro. Again, for the Ravens, the woes continue. Commiserations again on another 3-0 loss as they do fall to the might of the Subliners. We'll take a quick look at the series stats, the map stats. I've done it again. I've gone maps, series. I'm too big picture, mate. Bring it back down to earth. Look at the stats after that control and raid. And it was a bloodbath at times. Good round out of the Ravens again to pull things back, but Subliners, they've certainly worked on their control game. Chance looking very strong indeed. Mack once again with a 5K.
Yeah, and I think Mack is the perfect player to highlight, right? He really seems to have found his form, especially like if HyDra's a little bit sick and falling off like ever so slightly. Well, his teammates there certainly to pick up the slack, but I mean, good performances completely across the board. Asim is picking up the 3 pieces on defense when he needs to make the big play. Clayster just an ever-present force on the map. Even if he's getting picked apart a little bit in the search and destroy, he's the one that clutches up for the first bloods in the round 11, and just comfortable and confident stuff from Mack and HyDra the entire way through, just the main slayers on the map. But I would say just a quick and easy 3-0 Subliners able to pull off. And on the flip side for the Ravens, well, we already know that they're going to start in the losers bracket for the major. And they certainly have their work cut out for them. I mean, roster number 6 or 7 for this squad. And this is one that has not looked like they are going to find their footing, at least not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, not able to get it done either. But you saw there, the stations are locked now. They're going to be seeing the New York Subliners in the winners bracket of the upcoming major on land, baby. And the Ravens will be going into losers bracket. Quick look now, though, at our scuff play of the game. And we're giving this one to Asim, because we don't give Asim enough love on a minute-by-minute basis here in the Call of Duty League when the Subliners are on, yes, screens. But it was powerful stuff out of him in this final round. Helped decide the victory chance. And again, like we may have been giving Mack and HyDra nothing but love for their statistical dominance, but the playmaking department, playing Asim, doing everything they needed to do.
And he really was just everyone on the map. I mean, really, you could say the entire thing about everyone not named Clay, effectively, right? If he's the one that just has to have the responsibility of capturing A by himself. But it was just constant pressure being applied. Asim, it felt like he was just everywhere on the map and pretty much always in the right position, right? Like, this is an opportunity where maybe you go to bedroom, maybe you go on flanks, but he's getting the information from his teammates. You always know where to stand, and HyDra maybe still going through it, but again, the gameplay I think speaks for itself. Is Clayster maybe feeling happy about taking care of business.
I think it's the 3-0 dance, who knows? But there we go, the road to the major now for NYSL. They're so close, yet so far, as their last opponent here in the road towards that massive major is going to be, of course, the massive Toronto Ultra. A perfect record so far for the Subliners. Can they go 5-0? And what an opponent to do it against. See the record there. But for the other side of the coin, again, the quite literal opposite, the antithesis of the performance we've seen so far at the Subliners. It is, of course, the Ravens. Their last team to face will be LAG. That is coming up very soon as well. And again, Empire Mutineers, Ultra Subliners all had their way with the Ravens this stage. Not an easy one, to say the least. Team changes abound. Afro and Alex back in the squad. Still got a lot of work to do, but we will see how they fare in that next matchup and eventually at LAN. Group B standings, though, there it is, 4-0 for the Subliners. And again, you can see for the Ravens there as well at the bottom, as with the Guerrillas. One of them will finish with a win, though. That we will be certain of. Everyone wins here something, I mean, except for the bottom team, but there you go. As the battle continues, Chance, and again, for Ultra and Mutineers, it's not over yet, man. We've still got a little bit of time to play for. We've still got some special sauce there to see who locks in that 2nd and 3rd seed. But we'll see how that one comes when it does. Again, that's Group B standings all locked up there, friends, and a lot of fun in that first series. We're far from over here in today's games. Now we're going to be throwing to a quick commercial break. Lottie will be talking to the one and only HyDra. We're talking to HyDra. Hope he's feeling better. Of course, that's coming up in our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. He'll be chatting to Lottie. Very excited to hear the words from the mighty Parker himself, HyDra. We wish him bon chance, mon ami, going into that one. Should be a lot of fun. We appreciate you, HyDra. Hope you're feeling better. Well, friends, that's that. First series done today. We've got ourselves a good one coming up next. The new look LA Thieves versus Minnesota Røkkr. We'll see you after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Unlock a CDL team pack with any purchase on gamefuel.com/CDL while supplies last. Offer ends on August 31st. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I am joined by HyDra from the New York Subliners. HyDra, I got to ask you, man, I know you're going to struggle with a little bit of English here, but it's okay, we're with you. Don't be nervous. But I want to know, obviously you've been frying recently. You are an incredible player, and I want to know how this experience has been joining New York. How are you feeling?
It's a good feeling, very good feeling for me, because it's my dream, you know, to play in the league and play with someone like Clayster, Asim and Mack. It's very good for me, very good experience.
Amazing. See, look, your English is absolutely stellar. It's perfect. Now, you mentioned Clayster in there. It's good, it's good. You mentioned Clayster in your answer, and that's actually where I want to go next, because Clay obviously has so much experience. You know, he's an incredible player. He's a veteran here at the Call of Duty League. How much does Clayster mean to you in terms of, you know, a role model, who you look up to? What does he do for the team?
Yeah, he does everything. Honestly, it's a leader for us. It's like he does like when we do a lot of mistakes, he's how I can say that?
He helps guide you. He helps guide you.
Yeah, he helps us to fix that, and so it's just the entire team, honestly. He does everything.
Amazing. We can tell, HyDra. We can tell he is very good at what he does. I tell you what, he believes a lot in you. He talks about you all the time and about how much you've done for this team and how you've come on and how great you are. Dad. So he's your dad. I love that. He's your dad.
Yeah, he's my dad.
Love to hear that. Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind. Now, last question, HyDra, is obviously you play Ultra next. This is a big match, playing Toronto Ultra. How are you guys feeling about it? Are you prepared?
Feeling confident, I would say, because we know we can beat them. They're a really good team. They're maybe like top 2, top 1 team. So it's gonna be very hard, but it's gonna be fun because they are EU, and I want to beat EU players.
I like that. There's a little EU rivalry going on. I see what you're doing there, HyDra. Amazing stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, you're an absolute beast. Your English is absolutely incredible. So thumbs up for that. Amazing. HyDra, keep frying. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, there we have it. We've heard from the French phenom now. I am so happy. That's a bit of a goal for me. I was so excited to hear from HyDra, and now I can check that off my interview list. Amazing stuff from NYSL. But I tell you what, we have an absolute banger coming up next. We have LA Thieves, obviously debuting once again. Slasher and Huke coming back to the team, going up against Minnesota Røkkr. This one is make it or break it, and we'll see you guys after the break. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Lovely shots there of Echo Park here in Los Angeles, where my dog desperately tried to kill a goose. Thankfully, he didn't, because we taught him to be a good boy. And indeed, a lot of good boys in this upcoming series, friends. Minnesota Røkkr taking on our home series host, the LA Thieves, and it is a very new look for the roster. Huke and Slasher are back, baby, and we're going to be seeing what they can be doing against Minnesota Røkkr. Quick look at Group A standings before we get into the mix. Atlanta FaZe sitting atop that one, but an interesting situation to be in indeed. If Røkkr win today, they secure themselves a spot in the winners bracket at the very, very least. For the LA Thieves, though, if they lose this one, obviously things get tough, but if they win it, they tie up with Chicago OpTic. Their matchup later on, that's going to be deciding who gets winners. That could be very fun indeed, but let's get into this one, friends. It's time to go big or go home, because quite frankly, we're all excited to see this one. A massive change for LA Thieves, and Røkkr starting to find their feet a little. Chance, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling great. We got Huke and Slasher back. It's been over 2 months since we have watched Slasher play Call of Duty. Normally, that only happens in the off season. And I mean, he's the player, right? You see the Thanos gifts all the time. He is genuinely one of like the best ARs, if not just one of the best players in Call of Duty history. It is nice to see him back, and this is just a massive opportunity, I would say, for every single one of these players on the Thieves to hit like that final form, right? You get Thanos potentially gonna snap. You get Huke potentially able to return to be one of the best players in the game. This is a roster, if they can bring it together, they're gonna be looking for chips and wins, but unfortunately for them, I mean, they've had like a week of practice together, really try to get in the swing of things.
Well, get in the swing of things, they absolutely have to pretty much right now, because the clocks are ticking, friends. Dread it, run from it, Slasher arrives somehow every single time. Let's meet the roster, friends. Time to meet the LA Thieves.
Big time.
The LA Thieves now with a very, very new look for the roster. We welcome Slasher back into the league, one of the finest ARs, a storied player throughout the Call of Duty world, and Huke the Nuke back in the main roster. We saw him in and out, a little bit of a dip. We'll see how they go. As Kenny and TJ, we will say adieu to, of course, Venom and Draza, who will be sitting on the bench watching this one with bated breath, hoping to support the boys. But let's see how this one goes, Chance. This is an exciting and very bloody surprising team change. I would say late into the stage.
I mean, it's kind of comical. The last time we cast it over to the Thieves is when we were like, oh yeah, JCap just confirmed in like their most recent video that they're sticking with the roster through the rest of the year. That lasted for a week and they immediately make the change. But it is Land coming back. Like, as good as Draza and Venom have been, especially Draza, I think, has absolutely proven himself to be just an outstanding player. It's Land, and you got Slasher on the bench. Like, it is an understandable decision. I think we've said that about pretty much every decision that the Thieves have made, that it's understandable, but they're looking for the one, that key to success, the mix of like players that they have at their disposal. There's a combination here that they have where they can win chips. This is the one they're looking for to try to make it happen right at the tail end of the year.
Yeah, right at the tail end of the year, and a very dramatic finish we may be seeing them have. But now it's time to meet their opponents. It's time to rock and roll and meet the Minnesota Røkkr.
Røkkr certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it.
Oh, Priestahh.
It's Standy! Cuts them all down. What was that?
Bang! MajorManiak, 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word! But Dashy is going to save the day. Røkkr, our kings of the north.
Minnesota Røkkr playing for a spot in the winner's bracket here in this matchup. A victory will set them up for success coming into the next major. MajorManiak attach Standy and Priestahh. Recent form chance, what do you make of them, man? It's been a little up and down.
There is certainly potential, and honestly, this is the match for these guys to win, right? You're playing against a fresh team. You get the win, you're in a winner's bracket. It cannot get easier than that. And I also think this is a team that has put themselves on certain maps in very specific situations where if they can start to execute, then they'll kick their gameplay up a notch. And that's why for their game fuel keys to victory, find those big plays in the hard points. In Moscow especially, this is a map that they've been going back to time and time again throughout stage 4. And it's those moments where, like, you know, you got a guy hiding in the back of the map on P3 waiting to make the big play. Some guy that's key on their rotation that needs to pick up the 2-piece. They have found themselves in these situations consistently, executing on the big plays. Minnesota have struggled just a little bit on. So if they start to make that magic happen again, they're going to start to take away a ton of these maps. And for the second point, well, Search and Destroy has been a bit of a problem. Not as consistent or as strong as you would expect this roster to be. And well, Attach and Priestahh, the two players, via a .42 and .71 respectively throughout stage 4. They just haven't quite found their comfort zone yet, but if they can pull it off, they'll be good to go. On the flip side for Thieves, difficult to write their keys to victory, right? It's a fresh team, 2 new players on the roster, or 2 old veteran players now getting back with the old team. So I think selfish plays they shouldn't shy away from. And it's just the situation, if you've had only a week of practice, it's not like your chemistry is going to be completely on point. If you see that opportunity to let a player run past, try to pop off and pick up that big 2 or 3 piece, anything these guys see on the map, their individual talent is high enough that they should trust themselves to execute on those plays. And on the flip side for TJ, he is the player that I think as purely an individual really needs to step up in his performance, right? One of the bottom KDs in the league throughout stage 4. And TJ historically has been a player where when he pops off, can look like one of the best players in the world. It feels like it's been quite some time since I've seen that version of TJ.
Yeah, TJ, tough scenes there. We saw, what, 6th lowest KD in the stage so far. This is going to be a very interesting matchup again, friends. Brand new LA Thieves going up against Røkkr again. Røkkr playing for that spot in the winner's bracket, the upcoming major. Maps and modes on your screen, pals. Garrison, standoff, Garrison. Moscow, and that again, Miami for the overtime. Map number 5, should we have to go the distance. And I must admit, my pick'ems have demanded it. I would like to see a game 5. The victor, I will leave that one up to you, friends. Again, I know at some point you're going to be able to follow along with the talent in the pick'ems, but for now, I'm looking to go back to back, baby. But let's see how we fare. Again, for the LA Thieves, this would be an incredible statement to make after making a huge roster change, take down a team like Røkkr, and get themselves another shot at winner's bracket glory going into the major. But for Røkkr, again, man, it's just to prove that our team changes were great as well. We're in fine form. We're starting to turn heads. We're starting to get back to that top 2 finish that we saw, you know, going into the start of the CDL 2020 season. Will they be able to find that success here, though, as we roll into Garrison Chance for the first time in a very, very long time? We've got ourselves a slasher on our screen. Let's get it.
And I'm almost like giddy with excitement to watch this man play. The number of gifts or comments are just like, oh, Land's coming back, like you have to put me in. Slasher, I can only imagine how hungry he is for the opportunity to get back in the action for the CDL. You know that he is absolutely a player that has been going through it in challengers, and you know that he wants to make an impact straight off the rip. We'll see if he can make it happen on Garrison.
Come out of challengers either a very, very strong individual or a chrysalis of a man. So far, TJ manages to get himself a nice 3 off the rip. A shot punch was in there as well. It's TJ, maybe in his PJs. Looking mighty fine right off the rip here. Early time going the way of Røkkr, but the Thieves have bounced back in a nice way. And TJ still doing a good bit of work here, locking down mid-map. See all these angles he has to watch here. He's doing a magnificent job so far. Wins another one. That's 4 in a row now for TJ. Good start. We do have Røkkr back on the point.
And I would say great patience as well, right? He knew Standy was somewhere around that truck for the longest time, but didn't overcommit and is finding the kills. And you need the man to step up, and he's thinking about scorch streaks after just the first hill. 5-0 already, and his teammates picking up all the kills. He gets to be the roaming slayer, and even though he gets dropped, you see at the very least his teammates have secured the rotation over towards P2. And fun enough, you start out 5-0 and you're still down by 20 points. So Røkkr certainly making the best of a bad situation as Attach right now, trying to think about how to bully his way through the back of the map.
We'll try to get it done. Thieves with the rotation, attached, and I'm going to make much more happen up front. TJ, he'll do the best he can, but he can't win that second gunfight as well. MajorManiak manages to catch a Kenny. Oh, it's a slasher as well. Just like that, hard point flips. We're going to see the members of Røkkr now in control. Nades are out and about, no trophies just yet to be seen, but we're all sweet for now as MajorManiak blind face plants into the brick wall. And a couple of bullets there from TJ. The battle still continues, Chance. We still have Røkkr in a bit of a, I would say, a decent position, but there we go. The final kills are done. Thieves with the next 15.
I mean, I would say in a very solid position, right? I mean, you had TJ streaking out. He picks up 3 kills straight off the rip. You end up P1 with, what, a 20-second lead. Now you got to deal with a team that's got the full setup for the actual rotation over towards the next hill. They break through with ease. Effectively tied up going into the new hill, but now for Røkkr, this is their first real attempt at locking down any sort of money hill. You see all of the pressure being poured on Green Alley in the middle of the map. Slasher, TJ, and Kenny trying to work their way through, but meanwhile, Priestahh just actually hanging out inside the hard point, collecting all of this time.
Well, you got the hard point time going the way of Røkkr, but I know what the fans want. The fans want to hear the comms of the new LA Thieves, so we're going to give them just that. Time to go to a quick Astro Gaming listen-in with Los Angeles Thieves.
Look doing. In mid door, absolutely. Absolutely dead. I got him right here. Nice. Make sure we get in there.
Fight doing weak.
Alright. Don't challenge me mid door.
Front two front. I got one.
Nice, Asim. What's front? I need to plant.
He's still plat. They might push out you, Preston.
I got you.
I'll get time.
I
They might push out you.
I have you right now. They give me plat, brother. Give me plat.
I flash you. One's crossing up you, I think.
I flash you. Full flash you. I full flash you too.
One's crossing back left for sure.
Hey.
One guy's outside. I got stuck.
And you Standy. What's one after you?
You already cast stairs.
In mid.
You hopped up full mid.
Yep.
I spawn man.
Alright. Yeah, we spawn garage.
On time.
Light, set.
Backside.
Top green, picking cat. Picking cat.
I don't see him cat.
Top green.
Up mid. There's two up mid.
Top green, president. Rails weak.
Got one.
There's 2 rails. I got one shot deal on top. Absolutely no catchers. He's so one shot on top. G left color, close left. That's why catchers somewhere.
I'm just finding my life.
I needed top green. Yeah,
someone get time.
I can't get time.
Score.
Yo, he's mid. Top green major.
Gotta kill
Top green
Standy.
major. Okay. Top green major. I spawned.
One time.
I'm about to hit this with you. I need a timer. Top left catchers. In rails.
I'm looking rails.
Mid.
Charles, they may not have the lead, and it starts to get a little more dangerous now for the Thieves, but I will say their comms, man, they sound passionate. They sound locked in. They sound like they're trying to bring it. I mean, even if Røkkr win in this match, I loved what I heard there.
I mean, you know, the comms are good. They're keeping track of the fact that Standy is, getting score streaks against them, but they're having problems with the actual gunfights in this setup. Certainly, it is the same sort of theme. They're getting picked apart. I mean, even to start that, like, the trash hill on P4, I mean, you have, what, Kenny down low trying to lock down you, and the player just slide past and get towards the catwalk. The setup's not super clean, and you're gonna have to deal with score streaks, and you're still gonna have to deal with Standy. 14 kills to his name, and if he's killing like that, he's gonna be a hard man to stop.
He was 1 bullet away from taking care of Kenny as well. Now attach. Open field him and just cleave his way through the members of LA Thieves. Hard point time still going their way. They've got less than 20 now on this one, and it's gonna go their way unless TJ can make the play. Here he goes. And he's going to find the kill. TJ's going to get himself on the point. Nice late-minute recovery there from the LA Thieves. Now they've got to make their way back over towards B1. We've seen the full cycle of hardpoint rotations now come to a close. Back to the center we go. MajorManiak trying to find one. Trade's going to be there. A slasher on the receiving end of the kill. Standing into the hardpoint. Once again, LA Thieves now looking for the break. And it's going to be Huke getting involved from upstairs. Attached now from down low. Looking to take care of Huke. And the kill feed is starting to go red. Another decent engagement swing there, and TJHaLy gets a bit of a team kill, but Chance LA Thieves slowly but surely getting back into this.
And Thieves really need to pour the pressure on this hill as well, because keep in mind, they're going to be dealing with the artillery on P2. So whether or not you get the early rotation, not going to make a difference, and maybe a player pushing up a little bit too far, because Priestahh ends up spawning all the way out. An opportunity, again, for him to make the big plays in the hardpoint. He has found his way behind enemy lines, and, well, Slasher sniffs him out. And it looks like, at least for the early on pressure for this P2 hill, Thieves are going to be there. Unfortunate for them, though. 1, they're down by about 100 points. And 2, again, the artillery in the back pocket of Standy to try to break through this new hill. I think the idea for the Røkkr, once you get some clearance, maybe try to get up top green, then call the thing in. But unfortunately for them, they've had to deal with Huke towards the middle of the map, who's just been picking them apart before they can even get there.
So here we go. Decent rotation already. Here comes the streaks you mentioned, Chance, and there's not going to be a lot of players in position for this one. Standy's going to be very selective with the targets. Out of the map they'll go. Well, you know, TJ's going to stay inside bricks. Slasher though, oh, from upstairs. Not able to get much more. TJ though, trying to find these kills. Standy's up next. Catch on the pinch. Nice kills still, but you've got Huke on